Hi, welcome to FlexTrack, Part 3 of the Orientation Classroom Procedures. We're going to discuss our FlexTrack offerings. It's done quite differently than our open enrollment classes. Students can enroll anytime that they want to. They have 20 weeks from the enrollment date to their completion date to complete most all of our classes. Some classes are a little longer than that, some are a little shorter than that, depending on the class. So FlexTrack is offered in the health arena, computers, electronics, and childcare. Childcare, it's really important that students enroll after they complete one module. There are 17 modules. They have to enroll after completion of each module, and records need to be kept so that they will have a total completion of the entire program. The electronics area is the same way. There are several different classes. I believe there are 8 classes that can be enrolled in. Once they complete one section like AC/DC, then they need to enroll in solid state. I don't know that that's the particular order, but they do need to enroll in those separate things because it is in a FlexTrack format. Students in the FlexTrack area have a general orientation that they participate in. Ask your lead instructor to allow you to go through that general orientation so that you hear what the students are going to be hearing about this particular program. Part of that general orientation is online. There is a folder for every single person that is involved in the FlexTrack format. It has their name, their start date, their completion date, and the completion date is based on the enrollment date, not on the first day they attend class. There is a teacher in the classroom. There are resources available for them at set hours depending on the program. So talk to your lead instructor again about what the procedures are for that area. On this form, it has have they been entered into ExamView, so that can they take the exams on ExamView? Have they completed the HIPAA? And I believe that's online as well. And Delmar is one of the softwares that are used for some of the classes. Sometimes they have to be entered as students in that, and that's just a check mark to see that that's done. When they come in, they're going to fill out the top portion of this performance record. Has their personal information here. It is very important that this is filled out. I also want to briefly talk about release of records. Release of records are very important. You are not to give out any information about a student, their attendance, their grades, anything pertaining to students. Don't give that information out unless there is a release of records and that company or that person has given authority for you to give out information about the grade or their attendance. The student agreement form, that part of it they watch online, part of it they're discussed in person. Sometimes their instructor discusses that with them. It talks about the curriculum. You are allowed 20 weeks from the enrollment date. Course may consist of tests, viewing audio visuals, lab work, or clinicals. Online courses will specify that they are online. Our refund policy is that student will need to withdraw from the class within 2 weeks of enrollment in a FlexTrack class to receive a refund for the tuition and the unused books, materials, and supplies. There's a $5 processing fee for that. They can purchase an extension for 30 days up to 30 days for $49. After that is issued, I don't believe there are any extensions granted. They go over the first class responsibilities, which basically tells them what to do in case of an emergency, where are the break areas, where are the smoking sections at each one of the campuses, and failure to abide by the policies will result in immediate dismissal from Moore Norman. Students in the FlexTrack area, most of them do use computers, and so there's an acceptable internet computer use agreement form that they read and sign off on. They're not going to download information, software, or chat rooms onto Moore Norman computers. There are labs. Students sign up for labs, especially in the health area. They can only sign up for 2 labs at a time. If they chronically miss a lab time that they've scheduled, there's going to be a conversation probably with the instructor. So it's really important to emphasize to the students how important it is to make that lab time. The student signs on this student agreement form that they have gone over it. They date that, and then the signature of the person that's doing the orientation or facilitating that for them. On this performance record, it tells exactly what the student is supposed to do. It's sort of like a self-paced course, but it's called Flex Track because we do have instructors that are available to work with the students. There are lab packets, learning activity packets. It tells them what to read, what activity to do, what video to watch, what lab is required. And as they do things, the completion date is written here, as well as the signature of the person that signs off on that. Also, if there's clinical information, a lot of our health programs have clinicals. They're required to have immunizations as well as a background check. When that's done, that's signed off on, you may be helpful in recording that data here. When they take exams, their scores are here. The averages is put on the test and quiz area, and the completion date and the initials of the person who recorded that. There are crossword puzzles and activities. They're involved in every single lab packet. The completion of that is recorded here, so students will bring that to the lead instructor or to an adjunct instructor. They will pull their file and record any of the information that is done here. On the last day of class, oh, and here's some skills competencies. That's really kind of cool that they've got listed on the back. What skills do they have to have before being able to complete this class? When they complete the clinicals, the labs, the activities, the reading, anything that they've been asked to do, then they are able to complete the class and get a certificate. So they are going to take their grade completion form that is marked by their instructor. It's going to have the student information on it, what their grade was, if they passed the class or not. They're going to be given an evaluation for their course. These two things are given to the student. The student in turn takes the evaluation and the grade completion form, gives that to a customer service rep. That customer service rep then generates a certificate for the student so that the class is now completed. So that is sort of the process for Flex Track. It's a little more complex than what I've simplified it to be, but your lead instructor, the supervisor for that particular area, will be able to help you in learning what the processes are for the Flex Track areas. This concludes the Flex Track classroom procedures.